1968 Blackflower Drive is intended for mature audiences. Listener discretion is advised. Please be advised, this episode has descriptions of rape which may be triggering for some listeners. You're listening to a Prisons Break production of 1968 Blackflower Drive, Episode 6, The Darkest Night, Part 2. Greetings. Philip Trayton III here, retelling the story of living in fear, the atrocities born of greed and desperation, and the mysteries of time and death. And in a way, this is where the story starts, in the city courthouse, a couple being spoken to by a justice of the peace with a broken nose.
Now, on a personal note, marriage should never be taken lightly or rushed into. Being a justice of the peace for over 20 years, I've seen my fair share of society. Be it sinner or saint, criminal or cop, young or old, black or white. I'd say it's safe to say I've got a pretty good instinct about people. And I think you two are going to make it. So now, by the power vested in me, I pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss.
The justice of the peace presses his iPod. The man is in a nice but cheap suit with an accordion file folder tucked under his arm. The woman is in a well-meaning homemade dress holding a small bouquet of flowers. She wears a gold cross. I told you about them before, in Kelvin's Nightmares. They are Brad and Patty Combs.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm sorry, we have to get going.
Yeah. No, of course.
We have an appointment down the hall.
Thank you very much.
It is nice to see a good couple taking the plunge.
Brad tugs at Patty's hand and they run off.
Come on, we gotta hurry.
Oh, of course.
Patty waves as they rush through the hallway, weaving and bumping into people, apologizing but not stopping. Their exuberance is infectious as they giggle their way through. They finally end at a certain door and stop. With hands on knees, they gasp and smile at each other. Brad checks the time.
Great, 2 minutes to spare.
I can't believe we're doing this.
I know. In 120 seconds, our whole lives are gonna change for the better.
You don't think that we're rushing into this, do you?
Well, it's too late to back out now.
I guess so.
Look, Patty Combs?
Yes, husband?
I like the sound of that.
So do I.
Well, we gotta be doing something right then,
I
right?
think so.
Besides, I just made an oath to spend the rest of my life with you.
For better or worse, right?
Till death do us part.
I love you.
I love you too.
Thanks for marrying me.
Thanks for asking. Okay, they should be open. What time is it?
It's just 1 minute past.
What's the appointment time? Is today?
They go through their accordion file folder and she pulls out a memo.
Here, it is.
It's Wednesday, right?
It's Thursday. It's Wednesday.
And the time's right?
They stare at a wall clock and the door opens. A small man emerges with a scowl.
Hi.
I hope you're talking to the appropriate person and have filled out the proper forms.
Brad and Patty exchange a worried look. Brad and Patty scramble up towards the door of Jess Martin's duplex, burdened with their accordion file folder and a slew of freshly filled out forms.
Do we have everything?
We have to. We filed and filled out every form known to mankind, unless a new law has just passed.
They arrive at the door and read the sign. Absolutely no solicitations. City business only. Brad looks to Patty.
We're city business. It's gonna be okay, honey.
I hope so. I really do. I'm sorry about before. I get weird when things don't work.
I know. For better or worse, right?
Yeah.
Try the buzzer.
He does, and the door immediately opens to a crack. Jess pokes his head through. He looks stressed.
Are you here for official city business?
Yes, we are. Hi. I'm Brad Combs. This is my wife, Patty. We've filled out all the forms, and they told us to come to you.
Forms for what?
We'd like to finalize the purchase of the house at 1968 Blackflower Drive.
Jess stares at them, pulls back his head, and then shuts the door. Brad and Patty give each other puzzled looks.
Did I say something wrong?
No.
I was polite, right?
No, you were fine. That was odd.
Should I try the buzzer again?
Jess opens the door swiftly again to a crack.
IDs.
Brad and Patty pull out the driver's licenses and hand them over. Jess takes them and goes back inside.
What is going on?
This is by far the weirdest day ever.
Are you still glad to be married to me?
The weirdest and the best.
He kisses her and the door opens again. Jess returns their IDs and hands them a set of keys.
Here, goodbye. You have to call to get the power back on. Goodbye.
Jess starts to close the door again.
Hold on. Don't you need the paperwork?
Jess stares at the accordion file folder and considers taking it. He finally nods and grabs it.
Do you need us to sign anything?
Look, I'll figure it out. Goodbye. Please leave.
Jess retreats inside. Brad and Patty are dumbfounded as they slowly walk to their car. A jalopy.
Is this legal?
I thought we were done with all the paperwork an hour ago, and then they did tell us that the final step was to come here.
Yeah.
And they did call him aberrant.
Guess we know what that word means now?
Yeah, bat poop crazy.
Jess watches through his peephole to make sure Brad and Patty leave. Then he turns to reveal the nondescript figure is standing behind the door. The nondescript figure presses a button on the device in hand.
Very good. Now don't forget your paperwork. I'd hate to have to pay an unannounced visit to your daughter.
The nondescript figure sets down a candid photo of a young woman.
You leave her out of this.
That is your choice. Goodbye.
The nondescript figure leaves through the front door. Brad and Patty pull up in their dilapidated car, and Patty rushes out to gaze at the house at 1968 Blackflower Drive. Brad gets a cardboard box out of the back seat that has the word kitchenware on it. He joins Patty and puts his arm around her.
This is a place to grow old in.
She smiles at him and they kiss. And together, they enter the house. Happily ever after. That's the way I prefer to remember them. But things never go as planned, and I'm not through with the darkest night. So let us return there. It's pitch black, save for Lee's camera light, and he is chest deep in ice-cold salt water. The cellar turned sideways, and the Blackflower house continues to fill up. He holds the camera over his head to protect it from getting wet.
Okay, I'm officially creeped out. Fuck, this water is cold. Must be some sort of extreme escape room, but where are the clues?
He scans the room with his camera light. Nothing but a long room with wood walls, with rising dark water.
Wait, the room's on its side. That would mean the ceiling is this wall right here. And we all know the escape from a cellar is a trapdoor in the ceiling.
Lee searches for a trap door on the side wall. At some point, a blackened skeleton creature floats up and gestures to him.
No, thank you. I get it. You drowned here. I'm not going to learn any secrets submerged in freezing salt water.
The creature sinks back down, and Lee catches himself.
How the fuck did they get so much salt water out here? Did they make it? How? Ah, here it is. Here it is, my exit. Toodles, boners.
Lee pushes up the trap door and peeks inside the next room with his camera light. It's the living room, but as is the cellar, it's on its side. Oddly enough, the furniture remains where it normally sits.
How the fuck?
However, other things, like the spoons on the racks, have succumbed to the alternate gravity and dangle out.
How the fuck?
He notices the cellar filling up faster, so he crawls into the sideways living room. Lee scales his way to the railing by the front door. Standing on it, he stares into the dark, sideways staircase. He points his camera light, but the beam can't seem to penetrate the dimness of the staircase. He senses something is there. Suddenly, a green, flickering torchlight that burns in reverse appears. It reveals a blackened skeletal creature walking toward the edge of the sideways staircase.
Fuck me, silly. This is inherently cool.
The skeletal creature aims a blunderbuss at Lee.
Oh, I get it. You're like the bad skeleton. Those are the good ones down below in the cellar, and you probably killed them. And now you're gonna kill me because... I think your story's a little vague at this point.
The creature fires the unique gun at Lee. Various shards of metal shoot out of the weapon. A couple pieces of shrapnel slice through Lee's arm.
Ow! What the fuck?
The skeletal creature begins reloading the blunderbuss while menacingly staring. Lee gingerly touches his arm and sees the metal shards shot into the wall. This is serious. Lee tries the front door, but it won't open. He turns around and the skeletal creature is aiming the blunderbuss again. Lee quickly tosses his last gas grenade at it. Did the explosion kill the skeletal creature? Smoke fills the sideways staircase, highlighted by the flickering green light of the fallen ghost torch. Lee starts banging on the front door. He glances back, and through the emerald smoke, he sees the ghost torch rise.
Violet! Help! Violet! Zap me out of here! Now! Violet! You got it!
Salt water from the cellar starts leaking into the living room. Terrified and defenseless, Lee screams as three blackened skeletal creatures loom in the green smoke. In the morning light, Bearded Perry stares up at the new and improved Blackflower house with pieces removed and modern sensors and other equipment attached to it. Gil and Ms. Circle, wearing her stylish gloves, patiently await Bearded Perry to return to the conversation.
Well, let me know if there's anything I can get for you, Mr. Morbus.
Thank you, Miss Circle.
Ms. Circle.
Thank you.
I look forward to hearing your findings. Gil?
She smiles dryly and walks away into another neighboring house that has been upgraded to boast its wealth and privilege.
Nice woman.
You don't know the half of it.
Do I want to know?
No. Come on, let me give you a tour.
Gil applies a blue salve under his nose and offers some to Bearded Perry.
No, thanks.
Okay. Let's go.
Bearded Perry follows Gil as they enter the house. A wheelchair ramp has been installed. The inside is a mess of sensory rods, microphones, and cameras. Blinking wires and cables decorate the walls and floor like a perverse black Christmas. Gil acts as a tour guide, pointing to various apparatuses while expertly navigating through the sea of cables and wires in his wheelchair. Bearded Perry inhales, gags, and coughs. Gil offers the blue salve again, but Bearded Perry waves him off.
Oh, this place has gotten worse.
We've got our Geiger counter, seismic monitor, toxicity gauges, barometers, thermometers, microphones, subsonic, standard, and high frequency, cameras, night vision, infrared, you name it, we've got it. And several backups for each. What do you think?
As they pass through the rooms, several scientists wearing full biohazard suits and gas masks give them looks. The scientists are divided into two different factions. Ones who work for the military, and the others that work for Jupiter Enterprises.
So, what do you think?
I think she's not going to like this.
Who?
This place doesn't want to be watched or tested or examined. I say you tear all the stuff out and try your best to restore it the way it was.
But we've learned so much. You know we've recorded up to 1,000 atmospheres in this place? That's the kind of pressure that only exists in the deepest parts of the Mariana Trench, comparable to the Challenger Deep. And temperatures as low as like 0 degrees Celsius and as high as 400. And we haven't even studied all the rooms. The salt water that flows through this place, it's not real. It's synthetic. There's no life in it.
So what does that all mean? What have you learned? That this place is hostile for humans? I told you that already.
We can't communicate with the spines. We need your help. We need to know what their intentions are.
They want to torture and kill every living thing. Not necessarily in that order.
But why?
Why can't you breathe in space?
We can, with the right equipment.
You're not supposed to be there. None of us are.
Man was made to explore the unknown. This is the only way that we can learn and better ourselves.
Look, you asked me what I thought, and I think all these electronic extravagances are gonna backfire.
We have countless safeguards. We've learned from our lessons.
I bet. Over 400 lessons.
It's safer now. Our weapons were ineffective at first, but we've got a few of theirs and did some enhancements. You want to see our guns?
God, no.
A scientist starts up an electric saw and starts cutting into the wood floor where the trap door should be.
Some restorations the house does on its own. Maybe the place acclimates and adjusts what it needs to.
They have stopped at the foot of the stairs. Bearded Perry looks at Gil's wheelchair and then at the staircase with no ramp.
I guess we don't do upstairs.
You can. I've spent enough time up there.
Gil offers up a gas mask. Bearded Perry shakes his head and goes up the steps.
I'll see you outside.
Bearded Perry doesn't turn as Gil exits. Halfway up the stairs, he absent-mindedly inhales and cringes in pain. He yawns to pop his ears and rubs his joints. Then he concentrates for a moment and continues up. The deep sounds of the ocean. Bearded Perry gets to the hallway and peeks past the open door of the first room. A masked scientist is on hands and knees, dealing with the grisly remains of a bloody, mutilated corpse. The scientist is startled by Perry's presence and can only stare at him. Bearded Perry nods, then resumes down the hallway, passing another masked scientist. This scientist moves out of the way, avoiding any contact with him, and hurries down the stairs. Bearded Perry faces the wall where the third door should be, then moves on. At the end of the hall, he opens the door and enters. Upon entering the room, Bearded Perry is overcome with emotions. The memories of the town and of this place come crashing down on him in harsh waves. He hangs his head and lets tears drop. In the city, at St. Ascalia Hospital, Larry lies in a gurney, bandaged and hooked up to an IV and heart monitor. His mother, Mrs. Feinstein, has fallen asleep beside him, one hand holding rosary beads, the other cradling Larry's hand. He slowly awakes and looks around stiffly.
Mom?
Oh, my boy. My precious boy. Are you okay? Do you need anything?
Water.
She pours him a fresh cup with a straw. His movements are rigid, but he drinks eagerly.
Nurse Hollows?
Nurse Hollows, a cheery woman with a flower brooch, enters and begins checking his vitals.
Look who's awake. How you feeling?
I'm okay. I'm a little stiff. Mom, what happened?
Oh, baby, you're in the hospital.
Right, but what happened?
Oh, nurse?
Yes?
Oh, we don't really know. We thought you could tell us. You were attacked somehow.
Oh, my joints hurt.
I'll give you something for the pain.
She injects a syringe into his IV tube.
Thank you.
Do you remember what happened?
He tries to shake his head, but has trouble doing so.
I was... I can't... What happened?
Oh, you were stabbed several times. We don't know by who. It's a miracle.
I was in a strange house. Sorry to interrupt, Mom.
Oh, no, honey. Go ahead.
I was trying. I was helping someone, saving someone.
Who? Who?
There were others.
Yes?
Violet. Where's Violet?
Who?
The heart monitor starts beeping faster. He tries to sit up, but it's too painful to move.
What's happening to me?
Try to stay calm, Mr. Feinstein.
Oh, what's wrong, Larry?
Nurse Hollows presses a button on the wall console. Larry becomes more agitated and he speaks through clenched teeth.
My muscles are killing me. Where's Violet? What happened to Violet?
Dr. Green, a rookie physician, steps in and starts taking Larry's vitals. Larry flails as best he can, even though his limbs stiffen.
Larry, I need you to try and relax, okay? You're putting your body in a lot of stress, and it's not helping your situation.
Where the fuck is Violet?
Nurse, what did you give him?
Just a dose. 5 cc's of morphine.
All right, give him 40 cc's of propofol.
Yes, doctor.
Larry, we're giving you something to help you calm down. It's gonna be okay.
Violet!
Miss Feinstein, who's Violet?
Oh, I'm not sure. I think it might be Perry's kid.
Who's Perry?
Violet's father.
Great. Larry, I want you to count backwards from 10 to 1, okay?
Okay. 10. 9.
Larry's body goes rigid, as if turned into
7.
stone.
6. 5.
Nurse.
I injected it, but I don't think his IV is working.
Do it manually then.
She prepares another syringe and tries to inject him in his arm, but the needle breaks. The nurse removes a bandage from his hand and gasps. Dr. Green and Mrs. Feinstein look and they see that Larry's hand has turned almost completely skeletal.
Doctor, what is that?
Nurse Hollows, go get Dr. Lorenzo. Go!
Doc, what is happening to me?
We're gonna find out what's going on, but first, we gotta let you rest. Talk to him.
As she does, Dr. Green prepares another syringe.
Pray with me, Larry. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
They continue the prayer while Dr. Green removes bandages, searching for a fleshy area to insert the needle. He finally finds a spot in Larry's mouth. He thrusts the syringe hard into his gums and presses the plunger. Larry screams, but quickly relaxes and falls unconscious. They both look at Larry with fearful astonishment. Half of his body has gone skeletal.
Doctor?
Dr. Green is at a loss for words. Christiane and Perry appear in the flooded sideways cellar of the Blackflower house. The entire room is filled with salt water. Perry sees several of the blackened skeletal creatures hunched over in rows at the bottom. He gasps instinctively, breathing in the salt water. Christiane quickly grabs him and flash! Christiane and Perry appear standing in the living room, but the living room is sideways, so Perry's weight pulls Christiane down through the house. They splash into the salt water, pooling into the sideways study. Perry is coughing out his breath of salt water. They speak to each other without making a sound.
Remember, you don't need to breathe.
The habitual perils of living.
They climb up out of the sideways study, still holding hands.
You know, it'd be a lot easier if we didn't have to hold hands.
Let me lift you up if you need it. I'm stronger than you.
In every way.
They scale up to the sideways staircase. Perry starts to head up, but Christiane stops and stoops to pick up a bone shard.
A bone? A radius. An old bone.
This must be from one of those decayed corpses Violet was talking about.
What happens to the host when their corporeal body is destroyed?
I don't know.
Shouldn't you?
Because I'm dead. It's not like they give you a pamphlet. Just thankful no one was living here.
But people were. Patty is admiring the rack of spoons in the living room. Brad runs out from the study.
Patty, take a look at this.
He shows her an Apache revolver, demonstrating its 3 weapon uses.
Check it out. Brass knuckles, knife, revolver.
That's weird.
This is an antique. Gotta be worth something.
Good. Now we can sell it.
You don't like it?
I don't like weapons of any kind.
Okay, but like for protection, even?
God protects us.
Yes, he does.
Wait, we can't sell that, can we?
Why not? We own everything in the house. It's an as-is purchase. Even all the spoons.
Aren't they grand?
Yeah. Spoon collection. It's fascinating.
Actually.
The twinkle in his eye lead the young married couple upstairs and in the bed of the master bedroom, making love while spooning. There is no electricity, so their only light is from a gas-powered lantern. Their moans of pleasure shift as Patty moans in pain.
Ouch.
Does that hurt?
Can't you hear that?
She holds her fingers to her ears. Brad opens his mouth wide to try to pop his ears.
What is that?
They lay there, opening their mouths wide and plugging their noses while blowing. Then they catch sight of each other and burst out giggling.
Weirdest day ever.
The lantern flickers out. Now they are in darkness.
Do we have any more gas?
It's on my list for tomorrow.
How about candles?
We might.
The lights in the house blink on. They look around, then at each other, and smile.
I can't believe this timing. Our luck is turning.
I thought you said it was going to be like 2-3 days or so.
That's what they told me. And that someone might come out, because we're so remote. But I guess they got it sorted out on their end, and sooner than expected. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth.
All the doors in the house shut.
That was weird.
What was that?
Wind?
Who the fudge is that?
Maybe it's a squatter. This place was abandoned over a year.
Should we call 911?
Hello?
What are you doing?
Maybe he thinks this place is still abandoned. If he hears that someone is here, maybe he'll scatter.
Do you still have the gun?
So now you want the gun.
Brett, I'm scared.
He retrieves the Apache revolver from the pocket of his discarded pants and gives her a reassuring glance.
Whoever you are, this place is bought and paid for. We are the rightful owners. We hold no ill will with you. Just leave now, and there will be no trouble. I should warn you. I have a gun.
Brad aims the gun at the door.
Oh, careful. It might just be Kelvin.
Kelvin? Is that you?
I smell fresh meat. It's your day.
Brad holds the gun with 2 hands while Patty grips her gold cross.
Holy God. Please protect us.
The lights in the house go out.
Patty, are you okay?
Before she can answer, the door crashes open and blackened skeletal creatures charge in. Brad shoots at them, but the gun is swatted away. They grab the young couple and drag them down the stairs. The green ghost torch ignites. Its backwards flame illuminates the living room in emerald flickers. A blackened skeletal creature wrestles with Brad. He kicks out across the floor and hits the kitchenware cardboard box, leaving a hole in it. A piece of cardboard and a dish fall out. The creature is too strong for Brad, and he holds him against the wall to bear witness. The other skeletal creatures have formed a circle around Patty, who stands naked, trying to cover her body. They begin taunting her in dead speak and pushing her from skeleton to skeleton. Brad tries to rescue her, but the skeletal creature holding him stabs him in the spine, paralyzing him. He screams out in pain and horror as he watches the nightmare unfold before him. The skeletal creatures fall upon Patty. They bite her but don't eat her. They fondle her, grope her, molest her. They work themselves into a frenzy and begin raping her.
Patty! Oh my God, Patty!
Help me! Please!
With no hope in sight, a terrible current of resignation surfaces on Brad's face. Patty closes her eyes. Tears stream down her cheeks.
Though I walk through the alley, I will fear no evil.
No evil. For thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me.
The skeletal creature holding Brad stabs him in the groin multiple times, and he goes silent. The ghost torch is inserted into Patty. Her screams are drowned out by the sounds of the ocean. A dark night at the Blackflower house. At the living room window, a couple of slats are missing from the shutters. Through the slit, we see a pair of traumatized eyes that witnesses the whole event. Kelvin's eyes. Bearded Perry enters his old flower shop. The place hasn't changed much except for an extra amount of flowers on display and the fact that most are sick or dead. Bearded Perry regards a specific orchid that has turned black. With a wistful sigh, he cradles it, and the flower blooms into fresh color and vitality, even though its stem and leaves remain the hue of death. Mrs. Potterson emerges, busy as a bee. Amongst the floral decay, she has not aged a day.
You'll have to hold off for a bit. I'm running a tad behind.
That's okay, Mrs. Potterson.
Perry!
Yep.
Goodness grapes! Oh, Perry, it is so good to see you.
How have you been?
Oh, good days and bad. How have I been, Perry? How have you been?
She takes a look at him. His face has weathered a long year. She gently touches the ragged scar running across his face.
Poor soul. Such a tragedy.
We both know about tragedy.
I guess, but some more than others.
Yeah, I guess. I wanted to thank you for taking care of my shop.
Oh, I don't know what good I'm doing. If I'm not burning food, I'm starving the flowers. But I'm 85. I'm allowed a few dalliances.
Mrs. Potterson, I believe you're 86.
Perry, at my age, there's a grace period.
Of course, I apologize.
Oh, no need. You're young. So, tell me, where have you been?
Yeah, Bermuda, mostly.
Bermuda? Funny, I never pegged you for the island sort.
I spend most of my days on the ocean.
By yourself?
Mostly.
That must have been lonely.
Mrs. Potterson, I think I'd be lonely anywhere with anyone.
Well, how about a glass of iced tea? business is slow and we can catch up.
Thought you were running behind.
Oh, I'm always running behind Perry. He can wait.
Okay, I'd like that. I'd like that a lot, actually.
The state police, heeled by Detective Tracy Bricks, surround Violet in a semicircle. She is intensely focused on the house, darkened by night but glowing red and blue from the state police car's flashers. Jackie approaches her and puts a hand on her.
Violet, are you okay?
Violet swats Jackie's hand away.
Don't touch me.
Okay. What's going on? Your dad, he called me.
Everyone's gonna die tonight.
Violet, that doesn't have to be.
Our Father, who art in heaven,
Violet falls to the ground, convulsing in a violent seizure. Detective Tracy Bricks gives the signal and the state police push in and try to restrain her.
Wait, stop! She doesn't want to be touched.
Jackie, she's having a seizure. She needs our help.
Give us this day our daily bread. Don't touch me! I can't hold off much longer. And forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive the...
Violet vanishes, along with the 4 state cops that were touching her. The 2 remaining state police, along with Detective Tracy Bricks and Jackie, look incredulously at the spot where they disappeared. Perry and Chrissy Ann crawl down the sideways hallway of Blackflower House. They come upon Curly's remains. Just some tatters of clothes, hair, flesh, blood, and bones.
Lee?
I don't know. This is all wrong. We shouldn't be here.
There's 2 doors left. If we don't find him, we'll leave.
3.
Perry looks up at the 3rd door.
Don't go in there.
What's in there?
It's not connected to Earth. I can't explain. I don't understand, but if you go through there, I don't think you'll come back.
2 doors, then.
The sounds of the house filling up with salt water echo through the house. They crawl to the door at the end of the hallway. They slowly lift the door. The master bedroom is on its side, as the rest of the house. The blood and guts that paint the walls glisten in the dark. Empty Tupperware rest in their new place on the side wall, now turned floor. On the bed, sitting, is an old man. He defies gravity as he sits on the bed that's on the floor, now turned wall. Is it in blood or the act? Harry and Chrissy Ann look at each other. Is he speaking to them?
What do you mean?
The old man turns, but doesn't face them. Are we born cursed, or do we summon it?
We're looking for a young man named Lee.
Whether you jump, or fall, or pulled or pushed, once you are in the hole, you become the hole.
He's lost. He's in the doldrums.
What is that?
He's stuck in a psychological rut, trapped in an idea or moment in his life he can't get past. We have to get out of here.
Wait, if we help him, won't it fix this mess?
If he's the one behind this, and if you can even help him. But who knows how long he's been reliving this moment. He's probably too far gone to help.
You told me to risk.
This isn't the time.
Sir, what happened?
I revealed to myself who I truly am. I ask you, did I choose, or was I chosen?
Sir, what did you do?
Let's go.
Sir, maybe the answer is neither.
The old man shifts, as does the house. Chrissy Ann regrips her hold on Perry's hand.
Maybe we are doomed to fail by the grip of fate, and sometimes by our own hand. But sometimes there was just a dark patch on the path, a spot of ice on the road, a pothole on the track, A mistake, an accident, doesn't mean the entire journey is damned. Just a piece, not the whole.
The old man stands, and I reveal myself to them. My flesh is not yet decayed to a skeletal form. It clings to shreds of mummification while I wear the shackles of guilt and regret. My appearance startles them, and the house turns upside down. The wood creaks with near-cracking intensity as the room rotates. The furniture scuffs, but miraculously remains in place. Yet the blood and defiled flesh on the walls slither to the ceiling. Chrissy-Ann clings to Perry's hand as they tumble about. Perry struggles to keep speaking to the old man, to me, who stands upside down as the salt water from the cellar begins flooding the room. The Tupperware containers float like diminutive funeral barges.
Just because you did a bad deed doesn't make you a bad man.
You know nothing of bad deeds. My voice thunders, causing physical pain to both Perry and Chrissy-Ann, shoving them out of the room. Chrissy-Ann jerks at Perry.
Violet is here.
Violet, along with the 4 state policemen who were restraining her, appear in the upside-down, poorly lit living room of the Blackflower house. They splash down into the freezing cold salt water, cascaded down from the cellar trapdoor. 3 of the cops are screaming, holding their bleeding ears. One of them, John, is badly injured. His face begins collapsing with his eyes bulging.
John?
Trooper John screeches horrifically as his inflating eyeballs burst. Then he is quiet, sinks below the surface. The 4th state policeman, Trooper Starkey, yells at the 2 while grabbing Violet and pulling her to safety.
Get your shit together, troopers! We are under terrorist attack! What the fuck is going on? This is craziness.
Hey, you can do this, George. Remember our training. Come on.
What is going on? This isn't terrorists.
Trooper Starkey pulls Violet, who is remarkably docile, to the upside-down front door railing. He hooks his arm around a spindle and checks in with her.
Are you okay, miss?
I'm sorry. I don't think I can get you out of here.
Don't you worry about that. We are the ones that are going to get you out of here.
We are doomed!
Hey, Georgie. Listen to me. It's Paul, buddy. It's gonna be all right. Remember that song you taught me? We just had to...
Trooper Paul is pulled down into the dark water. Trooper George panics and fumbles out his flashlight. He frantically scans the water, illuminating the upside-down living room that is filling up with cold salt water.
What in God's holy hell is this?
Trooper, where are the others?
I don't know. John's dead. Paul's gone.
Go get your partner.
Trooper George shakes his head.
God damn it! Pull your shit together, George!
Trooper George is staring up at the cellar trap door with his flashlight. Within the column of salt water that is pouring out, a black and skeletal face peers at him.
What is that?
Looks like a fish.
Trooper George shrieks, pulls out his gun, and blows his brains out.
Mother of God.
I'm sorry.
Outside, down a lonely, dark road, Mo shuffles along, listening to depressing love songs on her iPod.
When I see you, it hurts, and you cannot atone, because you never heard that I'm falling alone.
While skimming through photos of side chick on her phone, she wipes away tears of longing.
I'm not a coward. If you were there, I would have been brave. I would have stayed. You give me strength. I know I'm not as smart as you, or pretty, or interesting. What are you doing right now in the city? What are you doing? Are you alone? Are you lonely like me? No, probably picking up some guy or some girl.
As Mo continues to ponder, Side chick drives up to St. Escalia Hospital. She pushes out Trooper Ramirez in front of emergency care and speeds off. The state trooper cries out for help as Mo clears away fresh tears of fear. Mo sees in the distance an elderly woman in a house dress trudging toward her.
Hey. Hey, hello? Side chick?
We are the ones that drink on bended knees. We are the ones that hold our breath.
Mrs. Feinstein? Maple? Mrs. Patterson?
The elderly woman holds a scowl on her face and a shotgun in her hands. It is Mildred.
What do you call a survivor of a disaster?
What?
What's that in your hand?
Are you Cheryl's grandmother?
What's that buzzing thing in your hand?
It's
Is
my
that
phone.
a remote for the TV? Then where's the TV? Are you trying to control me?
No.
Mildred fires her shotgun, obliterating Mo's cell phone and hand. Mo immediately thrusts her mangled arm underneath her other and grimaces in a silent scream.
I don't blame you. It's the device. Everything's trying to kill us. Don't you know that, girl? Can't you hear the buzzing? What are you crying for? I'm saving you. I didn't save Michael, but I'll make up for it. I'm warning you. You better button your lip and quit your whining. I don't like that sound, and you. Now, I tell you, now quit. You're asking for a thrashing.
Please don't let me die. Please don't let me die. Please don't let me die. I love her so much. Please don't let me die.
Come here, girl. I'm not gonna kill you. I'm here to save you.
Mildred opens her arms for Mo, revealing her blood-soaked house dress. There's a crazed look in the old woman's eyes. Mo, spooked, turns and runs.
What are you doing? You're not innocent. Why, you lying little whore.
In Dr. Peel's office, Cheryl B., frozen in her nightmares, screams bloody murder. Maple helplessly tries to wake her up.
Breathe.
That's it.
Breathe. It's good to breathe. It feels right. Feel your fingertips. Feel your hands. Side your hands. Clench and release. Clench and release.
That's good.
This feels right. This feels normal.
Cheryl B. opens her eyes to Maple, who smiles meekly.
You okay now, dear?
We have to go.
Where to? Oh, I don't think you should be moving around too much. You need your rest. You need
I rested
your
enough.
rest.
I'm sleeping through everything. I have to help. People are in trouble.
Who?
I think my dad is dead, and my grandmother, she's in trouble. I think there's a girl. We've got to go.
Let me just call Dr.
In the
Peel.
car. Let's go.
Cheryl B., moving stiffly, hurries Maple out. In Perry's Diane flower shop, Mrs. Patterson is beaming with pride as she refills bearded Perry's glass while he peruses wedding pictures of Tabitha and Farshad.
I can't believe she's married.
I know. Isn't it great, Perry? She's so happy. Look at her. I've never seen her so happy.
I've never seen you so happy.
Yes, well, everyone should have someone before they die, you know? Perry, can you keep a secret?
I think so.
I think they're trying to have a baby.
Really?
I think so. Shh.
Oh, wait, what makes you think so?
Nothing much per se, but Perry, I've got a feeling.
Oh.
I was wondering if you had some insights on the matter, you know, like insights.
I don't do that anymore, Mrs. Patterson.
Oh, for sure. Well, forgive my imperkiness, Perry, but why did you come back then? Aren't you here to check out that haunted house on Blackflower Drive? The Black House? I think they call it now. Aren't you working for the government, Perry? Or is it Jupiter Enterprises?
Neither. I'm for my family.
Well, then, how about helping out an old family friend?
Mrs. Potterson, believe me, you wouldn't want my skills in this matter.
Mrs. Potterson gets a funny frown on her face. The shop's front doorbell rings, and a soldier steps in.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, ma'am. Mr. Morbus, Special Agent Milieu would like to complete your debriefing.
Okay, I suppose I should get back to work.
Go do. And you think about my request, will you?
Maybe I can help in some way.
Good, Perry. That's all I ask. Oh, gracious. Oh, good hug, Perry.
We'll continue our talk. I really needed it. Thank you.
Sir?
Yeah.
Perry, just remember, Perry, when all else fails, when all else... Oh, shoot. What is it again? When the world fails you, Perry, you grab the... You go with the... You... When you can... Oh, balderdash. Perry, good luck.
Thank you, Mrs. Potterson.
An unmarked military vehicle speeds down the street. Bearded Perry sits in the back seat with the black file on his lap. An anxious Gil is across from him.
Will you answer my question now?
What's your question?
Why do they choose to talk to you? Why do they choose to talk to you?
They don't. I just understand them, and they understand me.
Could you teach others how to communicate with them?
Nope. I can help develop someone's technique, but you can't learn it. It's like compassion or a sense of humor. You either have it or you don't.
It's unfortunate. So, determination and willingness aren't enough to talk to the dead?
They help, but no, it's not enough.
Can't hurt to ask.
Don't feel bad. It happens on both sides of the aisle.
Wait, what do you mean? The dead try to communicate with us, but they can't?
Constantly.
How come? Wait, with me? Wait, what? I don't know. I've never had...
You do. You have. You just don't realize it. Ever get that feeling something bad just happened to a loved one? Or you're thinking about someone and out of the blue, they suddenly call? Or how about, deep down, you don't like mushrooms, even though you never even tried them. You ever have a feeling like that?
I don't know. Maybe.
Have you ever had an unexplained emotion?
I guess. Do you mean like deja vu?
Sure, deja vu. Or laughing hysterically at something you can't explain why it's funny. Or being terrified of what you think is under the bed. Or instantly falling in love with someone you've never met.
Yeah, okay, yes. Yeah.
That's the dead trying to communicate with you. Emotion is far easier to convey than language. Language is just code, devoid of any inherent meaning. If I say brunch, you have a reaction because of your intellectual connection to the meaning of the word. You're either hungry or annoyed or even nonplussed, but by itself, the word has no weight. That's why if you say a word over and over again, it loses its meaning. Brunch, 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 brunch,
okay,
brunch,
I get it.
brunch,
I get it.
brunch, brunch.
I get it.
Emotion, a feeling. It's universal. Love, fear, joy, sadness, lust, greed, hunger.
Wait, even hunger is not an emotion.
You ever been hungry when you're full? That's a ghost talking. The language the people in the after use, it's too complex to convey. It's like you yelling at an ant. Nothing really gets through.
Damn mosquitoes. I just...
Don't feel bad. I speak their language and I don't even understand it.
Well, what are they trying to say? When I have one of those moments, like deja vu, the dead are trying to...
I don't know.
Are you saying that all human emotion is governed by the dead?
No, not at all. Not all. But more than you would think. And we're here.
The car pulls up to Perry's old house. The place is in decent shape. However, half the flowers in the yard are dead, and the others are overrun with weeds.
Home sweet home.
They planned to re-landscape the entire property, but I insisted to let you do it. If you wanted.
Gil, you're a good person. But you work for some bad people. Examine your situation before it's too late.
That's a conversation for another time.
Fair enough. Okay, pick me up 30 minutes before dusk.
The upside-down living room is almost completely filled with ice-cold salt water at the Blackflower house. In the dark, Violet clings to the inverted front door railing while shivering and snatching gulps of air. She tries to remain calm. Trooper Starkey surfaces, gasping, shoving his face against the floor/ceiling in the remaining gap of air.
Door won't budge. It's stuck or something. It might be the pressure from the water. I don't know.
We have to go up to the
okay,
cellar.
Of course, no, I know. Yeah, just give me a second, okay?
I'm scared.
Okay. We'll go now.
Wait.
No, you ready? Big breath. 1, 2, 3.
They both take a big breath and swim toward the trap door. The current is strong, and he has to help her with the final stretch. Trooper Starkey reaches up and grabs the leg of a coffee table that is stuck to the floor-turned ceiling. The coffee table shifts from the weight of the two, but holds as they come up for air. Violet is gasping. Trooper Starkey took in some salt water and is coughing. The pockets of air are smaller around the trap door.
Are you okay?
We have to keep going.
We'll go when you catch your breath.
There's no time. Take a big breath right now. 1, we're going, Violet. 2, 3.
They both take a big breath and struggle to the trap door. Frigid salt water is still pouring in from the cellar, making it near impossible to move their way up. They fight to get through, but it is hopeless. In a desperate act, Trooper Starkey plants his feet on the ground and pushes Violet up through the current with all his remaining strength. This is enough to get her through, but not enough for him. As Violet stands up in the upside-down cellar, she looks down in horror as Trooper Starkey floats lifelessly away underwater. She begins to cry, but stops short as she notices the room is filled with black and skeletal creatures.
Your companions are changed yet. You are not changed, nor are you alive. How can this be?
I don't understand. I am alive.
Where did you go? In the ocean? Where did you go?
Outside. Stop. Stop!
Can you help us?
Ms. Circle's office is plush and smartly designed. However, instead of paintings on the walls, there are heavy wall safes. All the filing cabinets and drawers are also fitted with strong locks. Ms. Circle is in the dark at her desk, hunched over and grunting. Her desk is bare, save for a pair of fashionable gloves and a lit candle. Over the flame, she holds her bare, heavily scarred hand. The other hand is between her legs. She is masturbating angrily and with little chance of relief.
Hello?
Jody is outside of the Blackflower Sheriff Station in the parking lot, pacing maniacally.
Miss Circle?
Ms. Circle.
Sorry, Ms. Circle, but this is Deputy Jody Bryan speaking, and I just want to say, as far as our relationship and opportunities that might. Hello, Ms. Circle. Ms. Circle. Hello.
Ms. Circle throws her phone and bites her lip hard in frustration. Then she removes her scarred hand from over the flame, picks up the candle and pours the searing hot wax on her chest. Maple drives her car cautiously while Cheryl B squints in the dim of night, concentrating on the houses they pass.
Where am I going?
Just keep going straight.
Is there something I should be on the lookout for?
It's it's yellow, small house.
What now? Who?
A big doghouse. It's a doghouse, yellow.
Yellow? Oh, you mean Lucky's place.
What?
Golden Lab, super friendly with a healthy curiosity. Donna Quill's dog.
You know where she lives?
At the end of Blackflower Drive.
That's where we're going, yes. As fast as you can. Do you have a gun?
Mo hides in the sizable yellow doghouse with one arm tucked away and the other soothing the dog, Lucky. The backyard is big, but only lit by a giant bug zapper hanging from the roof of the rear porch. Mildred creeps into the purple glow of the bug zapper. She wields her shotgun as she tracks the blood trail left by Mo. As Mildred gets closer to the doghouse, Lucky becomes anxious. A big moth hits the bug zapper, and the noisy flash distracts Mildred. She screams out, spins around, and shoots. The bug zapper explodes in a fury of sparks. The backyard gets darker with only the moonlight. Lucky barks, and Mo holds the dog tight. Mildred resumes her creep toward the large yellow doghouse.
What's this? You turn into a dog now, Missy? You're a witch. Shapeshifter. I can still hear you buzzing.
Lucky growls menacingly and Mildred raises her shotgun. Donna Quills comes out onto the back porch in a bathrobe and carrying a strong flashlight.
Who's there? Lucky? You okay, girl?
Best to step back inside, lady. Devil's brewing bad business out here.
Mildred? Is that you?
Turn that infernal shine off of me. How do you know my name?
Mildred, it's me, Donna. I wrote your husband's obituary.
I don't know you. Show yourself.
Mildred, it's me, Donna.
Donna points the flashlight on herself. Mildred quickly raises her gun and shoots her. The flashlight goes out, and the moon takes the light again.
It's a coven of witches. Shapeshifter, fortune teller. My crusade is not too soon. I will smite the buzzing out.
Grandma! Grandma! Grandma?
Cheryl B runs into the backyard, followed by her bewildered Maple.
Who dare speaks for my granddaughter?
It's me, Cheryl, Bill's daughter.
I know you. You posed as Cherry before, but misspoke her name as you are doing now. You're the devil in disguise.
Mildred aims her gun at Cheryl B.
Stop!
Everything freezes. Except Cheryl B. Although she is not stuck in time, her movements are labored. After a moment of confused realization, Cheryl B checks Maple, who is poised to shoot her taser gun at Mildred. She checks Lucky, who has sprung from her doghouse while Mo is reaching after her. She checks on Donna, who is lethally wounded. She checks on Mildred, who is slowly pulling the trigger on her shotgun, aimed at where Cheryl B was. Cheryl B works against her inflexibility and disarms Mildred of her shotgun. Then she closes her eyes.
I'm in my own body. I can feel myself within myself. I breathe through my lungs. I pump blood through my heart. I wriggle my toes and fingers under my command. This is right. This is normal.
She opens her eyes, but everything is still frozen. Then she sees a wondrous thing. A wasp crawls out of Mildred's forehead without leaving a mark. Is it the same insect that escaped the Blackflower house from before? The wasp flies away, and immediately Mildred's expression changes from a scowl to a look of dazed confusion. She looks at Cheryl B.
Cherry? Grandma.
Everything unfreezes. Maple shoots her taser gun and Mildred collapses violently.
No!
Lucky charges past everyone to Donna. The dog nudges her owner to wake her. Donna lifts a feeble hand to stroke her companion. Maple pulls out a pair of handcuffs from her pocket and puts them on Mildred, who is whimpering.
It's okay, Grandma. Easy, Maple.
I almost forgot I was deputized.
She stops short as she sees Cheryl B. Mo emerges from the big yellow doghouse and is shocked when she sees Cheryl B.
What's going? Oh my God.
What? I don't know what happened, or how I did it, or what I did. I just wanted to stop her and...
Your face, dear.
Maple pulls out a compact mirror and gives it to Cheryl B. She looks at her reflection and her eyes widen. Cheryl B's face has skeletalized. At the Blackflower house, Chrissy Ann and Perry struggle through the strong rush of salt water in the upside-down hallway. Once they climb their way through and arrive at the inverted staircase, 3 blackened skeletal creatures await them. The creatures attack. It is a violent and awkward fight since they are battling against the strong current of salt water. Perry tries his best but is encumbered by holding Chrissy Ann's hand. She defends him brilliantly, blocking every stab, whip and punch on him with her body. Eventually, Chrissy Ann gets the opportunity to put her hand on one of the creatures. The skeletal creature is teleported away. The 2 remaining creatures charge them with knives. Chrissy Ann manages to touch one of them. It disappears, and the remaining creature retreats down to the 3rd door in the inverted hallway. Chrissy Ann notices Perry has a jagged horizontal gash across his face. Curiously, it isn't bleeding.
Are you okay?
He nods and points up towards the cellar. They scale their way through the harsh current, up through the trap door and into the upside-down cellar. Once in, they see that all of the blackened skeletal creatures in the room are strategically arranged around Violet. All of their bony hands rest on her while she furiously convulses. Suddenly, Violet and all the creatures disappear. Perry, stunned, looks hopefully to Chrissy Ann.
I can't feel her. I have no sense of her. She's gone. She's gone. And I don't know where. I can't feel her anymore.
He touches her face and she lets him. He sees all the physical violence she endured to protect him. He begins caressing her wounds, and the wounds heal. The salt water never ceases in flooding the room. They are waist deep in water when he finishes. She is beautiful, radiant. He caresses her face and smiles grimly. She touches his oddly not bleeding cut across his visage.
I missed your face.
You're injured.
You're beautiful.
I have to find her.
I know.
You can't come with me.
Yeah.
I'll return her.
Okay.
I won't come back.
Why?
Let go.
What?
Let go.
No. Stop it.
You must.
Return our daughter and come back to us.
We had love once. It was a beautiful moment in time, but that moment is gone. Let go.
The salt water rises. She kisses him. And he lets go. Perry, soaking wet, appears on the walkway to the porch outside the Blackflower house. The remaining state police bang on the doors and windows with their extended batons. They call out their fellow officers' names and are oblivious to Perry's return.
Hey, where did you come from? What's going on here? I want answers, mister.
Hold it! Detective, don't touch him!
He knows something, Jackie.
Perry, are you okay?
Perry looks up at her. He is pale and he checks his pulse. He starts breathing and shivering. Then the crooked, bloodless slash across his face bleeds profusely.
Holy shit! Blood?
Call for a medic, Bricks. Hey, Perry. Perry, can you hear me?
She's gone.
Jackie instinctively holds.
Be okay. It's gonna be okay. Okay. Okay.
Who am I supposed to call? Who the hell lives out here?
Go get a first aid kit from my cruiser. And a blanket.
Detective Tracy Bricks scoffs and quickly walks away as Jackie continues to soothe Perry. She steals a look at the house, and through the exposed window, she sees that the house is not inverted, but it is filled with swirling salt water. A trooper's hat floats by. Bearded Perry assists the cloaked individual with physical therapy. They are in Violet's room, which has been left untouched. As he works the stiff skeletal limbs, he heals them with his hands. Hardened flesh turned bone reverts to softer, fleshy tissue. However, this is extremely painful, making the individual moan in agony.
Just a little more. I know it hurts, but you can do it. Just a little. Come on, Violet! Well, that's enough for today. Why don't we let you rest?
He picks up and places the individual on the bed in a nest of pillows framed in the shape of a coffin.
I set it up just the way you like.
The individual breaks gaze with him and eyes the black file on Violet's bureau. Bearded Perry tracks her gaze.
I have to go back inside. They may not be there, but I have to try. I'm not gonna abandon you. I'm gonna come back, no matter what. And if I bring them back with me, you won't get pushed out. You're part of this family. You saved me. I'll never forget that. I'll always come back for my family. Shh, it's all right. I wish you could speak, but it's all right.
Bearded Perry checks the time. He softly kisses the individual on the forehead and lays the TV remote by its hand.
Whatever happens, I'll return tomorrow morning.
Love.
I love you too, Rosemary.
Gil and Bearded Perry sit silently in the back of the military car. Gil reluctantly offers Bearded Perry a drink from the minibar. Bearded Perry refuses.
So, you gonna say hi to Jackie while you're in town? Or is she dead to you? No pun intended.
How is that a pun?
Well, no one is really dead to you, are they?
Is she okay?
Do you care?
Of course I do.
How do I know?
Is she okay?
Yes.
Good. So, wait, I don't feel grief when people I care about die?
I didn't say that. I just know that you did care about Jackie for a time, but...
Okay, but wait, look. I feel bad about the way things ended, but I was going through a rough time. I still am.
I understand. I wonder if she did. Or does.
What did you want me to do, Gil? Marry her? It didn't go so well with my last wife.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So, history doesn't move forward for you, huh? Stuck in an unfortunate circumstance?
What's not in this black file that I need to know?
Everything.
I need to know everything.
Everything that I know is in there.
Is everything Ms. Circle knows in there?
In a large gray room, Ms. Circle stands over a horizontal isolation chamber that resembles a glass sarcophagus. Computerized monitors analyze the subject inside, who is a skeletonized human with few remaining living traits. A lab technician operates a drill into the skeletonized human's arm, which causes a painful reaction. After a hole is created, the drill is replaced with a heavy syringe. Once injected, the subject writhes in suffering. Ms. Circle looks disappointed and retrieves a printout with her stylishly gloved hands.
Are these printouts accurate?
How do you mean?
When was the last time these monitors were calibrated?
I believe yesterday.
They need to be calibrated every day.
Yes, ma'am.
This isn't what I wanted.
Ms. Circle, forgive my impertinence, but it might help our research if we knew what results we were looking for.
If you knew what you were looking for, it would corrupt your findings. Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
So stop asking questions and do your work. Got it?
Yes, Ms. Circle.
Unless you want to turn in the chamber, then you could report to me directly. That might be simpler, right?
I prefer this way, ma'am.
She stares at the lab technician as if considering to give him a turn in the chamber anyway.
Did he just say something? Play it back.
Love.
What the fuck is that supposed to mean?
I
Shut up. Recalibrate these machines and try this elixir again.
Yes, Miss Circle.
Ms. Circle.
She walks away, and we see that there are at least 2 other isolation chambers with subjects in the room being studied. She arrives at an elevator door, which she unlocks with a key. She enters the elevator. A different lab technician approaches and steps inside. Ms. Circle takes out a cigarette and lights up.
Get the next one.
Without stopping, the lab technician swiftly exits before the doors close. A panel on the wall shows a series of lighted buttons. At the top is 1, and it goes down to 13. She presses the top button and takes a drag from a cigarette. The elevator arrives and opens its doors to a luxurious lounge. In the center, on display, is a miniature of the future town of Blackflower, complete with large energy reactors surrounding the Black House. Ms. Circle steps out and continues through the front door. Outside, the place is a flurry of activity. More armed soldiers are present, setting up their positions towards the house. Both types of scientists are running about, finishing up last-minute recordings and preparations. Ms. Circle blows smoke in the direction of the house. In the unmarked military car, bearded Perry is deep in thought. He reminisces about his past TV interviews.
What you don't seem to realize is that every bad person that ever lived is now in the afterlife, continuing on whatever horrific crusade their evil brains led them on while they were still alive. Every asshole, every bully, every thug, rapist, serial killer, sociopath, mass murderer, sadistic zealot, warmongering tyrant, they're all out there, and all they want to do is torture and destroy.
Suddenly, Perry is on the set of Tick-Tock Talk Time with Tick Randall.
Sounds like a fun party. So, fashion-conscious Adolf Hitler would be there?
Sure. Hitler, Hussein, Idi Amin, Jim Jones, Jeffrey Dahmer, Ted Bundy, Albert Fish, John Wayne Gacy, Ed Gein.
Suddenly, Perry is on the set of Lunch Chat Show with Harry and Mary Lunch.
Ed Gein.
Oh, my gosh! That's the most horrible thing I have ever heard.
So, what you're saying is, what you're describing is hell. Are you saying that hell is the afterlife?
Hell implies that there's a heaven, and that there are greater beings governing the afterlife. I'm sure there are powerful forces out there, but nothing is enacting justice. There is no balance, no sense of scale. The weak and the meek are pummeled. The greedy and the sadistic are never satisfied. There is no sense of right and wrong. Acts of kindness nor cruelty are rewarded. Just merciless power and random violence. It's chaos. Nothing matters. Everything is meaningless.
Suddenly, Perry is on the set of The Night Show with Gabby Tyne.
Sounds pretty bleak. Not unlike my love life. But I'm sure there are some people of faith who would disagree with you. What would you say to them? Better yet, I'm Catholic.
What would you say to me?
Look, I'm not saying you should stop your lives or your beliefs. Go, do. You want to pray? Go pray.
Side chick speeds in her car. She is chanting and checking through her rearview mirror at the car tailing her.
You want a drink? Drink up, matey.
Curly is drinking in Barry's bar and barbecue. The room is packed, mostly with women, and a sign hangs on the wall, full night, bull dyke. All right.
You want to have sex? Pork away.
Lee is having sex with Cheryl B. in their bedroom.
Accomplish your goals.
Mr. Gaines is in his office when Ms. Circle tells him the good news. He punches the punching bag victoriously.
Be a family.
Mrs. Potterson, Tabitha, and Farshad all sit around the dinner table smiling.
Do your job.
Cheryl B. performs the autopsy of Jane and John Doe.
Fall in love.
Larry kisses Violet up against the Team Iris van. Pan to Mo sitting in the front seat staring at a pic of side chick on her phone.
Or even self-sacrifice.
Violet convulsing is being touched by a throng of blackened skeletal creatures.
But in the end, we are all delivered to the cold vacuum of space.
Darkness, vast, endless and merciless as the depths of ocean and space.
We're here.
Suddenly, Bearded Perry snaps back into the unmarked military car with Gil. Perry looks out to the house at 1968 Blackflower Drive.
I hate this place.
If you don't want to go...
And?
I thought you were going to interrupt me.
Ha!
Okay. Gotta tell you, Perry, you are one fucking crazy duck.
Yeah, well, tell Jackie.
I think she knows.
No, tell Jackie. I'd like to see her tomorrow.
Oh.
If she still wants to see me.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay. I will. And she will.
Okay. Okay. Okay, let's do this.
This has been 1968 Blackflower Drive, starring Brian Dullaghan, Brittany Joyner, Brett Pearsons, Ken Weiler, Amy Procacci, Marypat Farrell, Max Koch, Sarah Atwood, Scott Conte, Douglas Sarine, Reasha Honaker, Darcy Silveira, Sarah Pryzibilla, Mario Eduardo, Amy Braddock, Matt Kaminsky, Diane Witter, Mathieu Aquino, Saahil Anand, Stefan Marks, Irene White, Kevin Dorff. Written and directed by Brett Pearsons. Executive producer, Sarah Pryzibilla. Original score and sound design, Brett Pearsons. Audio engineering, Sarah Pryzibilla. Falling Alone. Music and lyrics by Brett Pearsons. Falling Alone vocal performance, Marypat Farrell and Brett Pearsons. Special thanks for this episode to Michael Krikorian and Jeff Dunbar. Episode 7, coming soon.
When I see you, it hurts, and you cannot atone, because you never heard that I'm falling alone. Drowning in words for you that I practiced all night. They overwhelm me now as I sink from your side. don't understand.